Welcome to The Lowdown. This week, we'll be talking about why Lyft drivers are going to have an easier time qualifying for mortgages.
Hold up, Sawyer, what happened to the weekly roundup?
Well, actually, believe it or not, there's been no news for the past 3 months.
No. There's been plenty of news for the past 3. Did you not pay your cable bill?
Wait, you have to pay for cable?
Oh.
Congress is mad at the CFPB because it really looks like not very much is getting done. Over the past 2 years under Trump, they've had 35 actions that have taken place. This is compared with under Obama for 2 years, they had 64 actions that were taking place. So overall, enforcement activity is actually down by 80%, and the amount that's getting back to consumers is down by 96%.
So Sawyer, do you know what it would look like if Rin, our video guy, only did 4% of his job?
Probably something like this. Is that gonna work? Welcome to the weekly mortgage news.
Welcome to the Lowdown, where we give you weekly updates on mortgages. Sawyer, are you familiar with the pains that come with calculating self-employed or gig economy income, handling like K1s, Schedule Cs, using that HP 12C calculator, trying to figure out how to actually appropriately put the income in the right boxes?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's going to get easier starting very soon because Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae have announced that they're actually adopting new technology and all the numbers are going to be taken out immediately, calculating them digitally so underwriters don't have to spend 3, 4, 5 days trying to crunch all the numbers.
Wow, it's about time we replaced our underwriters with robots.
Well, no, not what we're saying at all. What we're saying is that it's about time that underwriters get a hand up like this. It's a great tool that's going to help speed the loans through the underwriting process. In a study from 2015, about 30% of income was from side gigs, gig economy, Uber drivers, Lyft, etc., right? Well, that same report expects that by 2020, over 40% of Americans are going to have side economy, side gig jobs like this. That means that qualifying that income for future home purchases could be really hard unless this technology is adopted by everybody, and we cannot wait to see what that looks like.
All right, back to the CFPB. In the past 10 years, they have gotten 1 million complaints from consumers. And that's literally the number, 1 million complaints. But over 400,000 of those are not actually being shown on the website.
Imagine what it would look like if you hid 40% of our Facebook complaints.
Why would I do that? All right, so here's what the CFPB has to say about it. Every complaint provides insight into problems that people are experiencing, helping us identify inappropriate practices and allowing us to stop them before they become major issues. Now, that sounds great, but they're actually only publishing complaints that are about companies that have over $10 billion in assets.
Well, it's no wonder why we see complaints about Wells Fargo and big banks all the time.
Right. Even though smaller banks can do over $10 billion in business in a year, they're only publishing complaints about companies that have over $10 billion in assets.
Man, I've got some pretty strong feelings about this one.
Well, I know, but save it for next time. And with that, we'll catch you next week.